Welcome back to FPL Spad, your best place to find FPL content for the 25-26 season. My name is Spad. Today, you're joining me for my Q&A for Game Week 1 of this brand new FPL season. Before we get onto that, I know last time around I didn't do that great, finishing top 1 million, which is the top 10%. It's good enough, but we need to do a lot better this year. And I didn't do the last two streams on my Game Week Day 738. I was really busy, so I didn't do nothing there. And I haven't released any mini videos throughout the summer about FPL. But I know you guys are probably watching other FPL content creators, getting information off them. And then you come here to see me for your personal one-to-one information that you want to ask, questions you want to ask. I understand that. So there was no reason for me to create content at that time. Now that we're like one day away from the new season starting, I think we should get on with it and talk about what players that are necessary to have in your team, which are good differentials, which ones you need to avoid really, and what strategy you're going to start off with. So first off, I'm just going to look at the AI team from Football Hub about what game team they will start with. So they've got Sanchez in goal. Chelsea do have good self-start fixtures, in my opinion. But I just know what Sanchez is about from previous seasons. I know he had a good summer, the World Cup tournament, but I can see them conceding more goals still, not keeping really clean sheets. So in my opinion, I'm going to be avoiding Sanchez personally. The defensive lineup, they've got Van der Ven, which I think nearly everyone will have in their teams. I don't know, at 4.5 million, it is a bargain, absolute bargain. He scored yesterday in the Super Cup match against PSG, and Romero scored as well. So both the centre backs scored a goal. So if you like, I know a lot of people might be jumping on the bandwagon a bit more now because of that. So we'll see. Porro. Now Porro is the other one that is. It wasn't there earlier, like early in the week or soon when the prices came out. Porro wasn't in team with for the AI. Its reason being is because we saw in this PSG game that he was taking the free kicks, taking the corners, and he crosses the ball in quite a lot. So the bonus points will be going towards him most likely, and he's always creating those chances. So not a bad shot at 5.5 million in my opinion. Then you got Milinkovic for Forest. A home game against Brentford at home, starting up. Away game, then a home game. Decent set of start fixtures. One of the highest scoring defenders from last season. He would have made probably, I think it was extra 20 points plus. I think it was 20 or 30 points if the new defensive contributions were back available in last season. But so pretty much. Salah as captain. I think that's the way. I think everyone will have Salah as in their team. He's had 200 points in over 7-8 seasons in a row, 300 points twice in his first season, and the last season just went. If his numbers drop with the arrival of other players like Wirtz and possibly Isak, we might see his numbers drop, but I still think he'll be taking the penalty. He'll still be on the main penalty taker and one of the main men to watch out for. Like, he scored 9 goals in his previous 8 opening games. So, opening game against Bournemouth, and with Bournemouth losing most of their back line with only one player still there from last year, even the goalkeeper's changed. So, I think Bournemouth at home, especially the first game at home, after the situation with Jota, I think personally he's going to be actually getting a lot of goals. So, I would have to have him in your team, really, if it was a choice between him and Holland. Next up, they got Saka here. I personally would be avoiding Saka. I know the game in the middle against Leeds is probably the game that you want him for. Is the reason why AI has got them in their team. But for me, I will be avoiding him in the first game week. Because Man United away, it's not going to be easy games. Historically, hasn't been an easy game for Arsenal. So, yeah. Then Bruno Fernandes after that. A lot of people have brought him in because he does have a high contribution to defensive points. So people are big, and he's going to be on penalties, probably taking the free kicks, probably playing a bit deeper than usual than compared to last year because of having Sesko and Burma, Cunha in their team. But he'll still be the main guy taking the penalties and taking the free kicks. Maybe not the free kicks, maybe not now, but I think he'll put seniority over the other players as he's their captain and he's been there longer than the rest. But I reckon he'll be playing a lot deeper. And Arsenal at home is not the best games in my opinion to start with. Now, Ndidi is probably one of the cheap players that with a good differential, playing for Newcastle, Everton, away to Leeds. A lot of people have got them in their team, especially the expert players. So he is, in my opinion, a good differential midfielder to have. Then you got Tielemans. Now, in my opinion, Tielemans is there mainly because like Rodgers is not there, so yep, he could provide more attacking like role in the team till Rodgers is back. So you'll be taking him out sooner or later. You just don't know. So for me, I would be avoiding Tielemans. And then you've got Watkins and Mateta. Mateta is one of the players that I would want in my team. I just don't like the first game and the third game really. Both away games, Chelsea away and Villa away. Even the Forest at home is not an easy game. That'll be a rowdy game as well because Forest took Crystal Palace's place in Europa, so that could be a feisty old game as well. And with the talks of Gay maybe staying or going and Eze staying or going, it could maybe unsettle the Crystal Palace squad for the first game against Crystal Palace. So me personally, I will be trying to avoid him in the first game week. Maybe bring him in for game week 2 or to later, but I'll explain to you what I mean by that. And then we have Watkins. First game, Newcastle at home. Not an easy game. Newcastle do have still more or less the same defense. Got a new keeper. As a backup keeper, sorry. Is it backup keeper? I'm sorry, yeah. And then you have everyone else still available besides Isak, as Isak is trying to get his move away to Liverpool. So, and plus Rodgers is not there to like be assisting him and being the second striker, but he has been in hot fire form. Both these strikers have been hot fire form during pre-season against Liverpool. Mateta in the Community Shield got a goal from a penalty. And did he get that other goal? Who got that other goal? I can't remember. Right. And yeah, the bench is quite cheap. They're going for that Ronaldo at 4 million. He plays Dubravka as well at 4 million. Probably most people's teams. And then Richard is a good shout because there could be good rotation between him and other defenders. Maybe Van der Ven because like Van der Ven's got Man City next game week. Then Richard this week. Richard's got Nottingham Forest, so you could rotate between the two players. And then the cheapest starting striker at 4.5 million, that Mark Guy. So it's more like no extra change left over really. The reason why I was saying to like personally I want to avoid these players is because I will be playing my bench boost this game week, game week 1, get out of the way because we have 2 bench boosters this year, and I would like to get this one out of the way so I don't have to think about it from now till December, because you end up having money on the bench which you don't want. So my plan, my strategy is, as we go, is going to be to use my bench boost in my first game week. So technically a free hit bench boost week because I am going to do a wild card in game week 2. So where I make my team for the rest of the season, and I will be using my free hit in game week 3. So the players that I'm bringing in for game week 2 have no bearing on game week 3. And the reason because of that is because we have Arsenal versus Liverpool, and I want to have Arsenal players and Liverpool players in my team, in that my actual long-term team. So because of that, I want to do the free hit in the game week 3, and then do the wild card in game week 2, which will then have the rest of the games in game week 4, 5, and 6. So I could be banking my transfers, hopefully. But that is the initial plan. I had this other day at 97%. I don't know, I might have changed something to make it drop, but I'll just go through with it. So this is my preliminary draft, as you can say. It could change overnight, not much. It will most likely look the same because there's certain players that I want for this game week, specifically just for this game week. Like we have Romero and Van der Ven in this team at the moment. Maybe I'll change something and bring in Pedro Porro, but we'll see. Tossing at 4.5 million. I think he's going to be starting as Cole's out, so I think that's a great shout. And then I can have my defense midfield. I want Palmer for this game with Crystal Palace at home, first game. They just come back from the Club World Cup. I know they haven't had much of a pre-season, but Palmer is Palmer. He has a point to prove. So he has to be my team. And the reason why I've gone for Wirtz and Gakpo is because we're playing against Bournemouth, who have had their whole back line changed up. So maybe I'll change Gakpo for someone else and get some extra money to put around someone else in my team. But for now, this is what it is. And it's rated at 96%. I'm not rating for the overall thingy, even though that's 95. I'm looking at it as just this game week. And I need to have enough on the bench where the bench players on the bench are going to get the points I need. Because personally, when you play your bench boost, you need about 20 points. So Minta is the other one. Could be changing that because I'm not 100% sure on what position he will be playing for Brighton. Like if Welbeck's playing, then Minta might drop back a bit. Same as Rutter as well. He's another player that in the cog that we just don't know by positioning. I looked at the lineups for Brighton for the last 2 games. One game Minta played up front, one game he didn't. The other game Rutter played up front, but in both games Welbeck didn't play. He came on, so it's not the Gakpo and Minta are not locked in for me. So fine, my midfield only Salah, Palmer, Wirtz are guaranteed locked in for this game week. And then for the strikers, I think Bowen for this game week, selling in a way. I just think it is the best opportunity for Bowen to get some serious amount of points. I know people are avoiding him because of his long-term fixtures, in my opinion, because not the easier for fixtures to come up, but still, I just want to get him out of there. Like I said, it's a free hit bench boost. Get out of the way early, just get his points and get him out. And the bench, we have Perry, which I could change to maybe somebody else at 4.5 million. As there is quite a lot of other choices. I just don't think Everton might be as strong as everyone thinks they will, especially with Grealish going there. He's not going to go into a team straight away, in my opinion. So, and it's going to be Lee's first game back in the Premier League after 2 seasons out. They are going to want to put in a performance in for the team. They signed this keeper, I think, for quite a bit of money. So they would want a good game against Everton at home. Then you got that Kupia for Brighton. They bought him for like 25 million, I think. Scored a goal in pre-season, which is a very great sign. So he likes to get up the left channel like Spinning did the seasons before. At 4.5 million, I think he is a bargain to have in your team. On my team. Then Wan-Bissaka at 4.5 million as well. I think another player that is a bargain. If you do not want to go for Wan-Bissaka, who is very highly owned, may I add, at 28%, you could go for Youth. Because now I'm going to quickly just show you. But that's the thing. If you're doing a 1-game punt, that's what I am going to be doing. So Right now, the one game punt, Pedro has, of course, gone up on that list because of the performance that he put in against PSG by taking the free kicks and the corners. So his predicted points, of course, after that game would go up more or less the same as Romero now. But Romero is cheaper, so we'll see. Milinkovic Cucurella, I think, is a great player to have in my team. I would love to have him in my team. Um, I think he's a great player because he will be the positions that he gets into, he inverts into the left and then goes really high up into the pitch, and then in the attacking areas where he does most times has influence. That's why his ownership is at 18.8%, not for no reason. Especially when a player is worth 6 million and you see that ownership at that high. Like Van Dijk is another player that ownership at 6 million is very high, 23.7. Is because he's a guaranteed star for Liverpool, and he's probably like more likely to get the defensive contribution points than the other ones because they will be so high up on the pitch. In Frimpong, probably will be starting as Bradley is still out. Robbo or Kirkes, which both right to go up. So that's and rotation factor is the reason why I see people going in for Virgil. Personally, I don't want to go in for Virgil. Tosin now. This is very low ownership. I don't know why a lot of people haven't jumped on this bandwagon really. At 4.5 million, I think it's a bargain. Still baffles me that's only 1% ownership, less than 1% ownership. It's mad. He's in my draft team, but it's like, how much do I trust AI now? Like, because I am pretty much putting my faith into AI by going into there, like trying to get the perfect team week for this game week, and tossing looking like a must. It's the reason why I'm not completely bothered about getting Cucurella, because I think Tosin can get the same amount of points. So at 4.5 million, I think it's a bargain, really. Especially for someone who's playing bench boost, because I need that extra money. So Out Nui will be playing like more up attacking roles, more chance of getting assists and goals. So he put up great numbers for Wolves last year, and I think he could do the same. But with Prep Roulette, you just don't know. He might just change the centre backs, move Guardiola to the left, and bench Out Nui 1 week, and then we blank completely. That's just Pep Roulette, something we have to try to avoid. And then you got Van der Ven, like I was saying, 4.5 ownership. I think he's a must in your team. Quality people own him at 25%, 0.3% percentage. Very high. I would have him in my team, guaranteed. And then you got Frimpong, 30% ownership. Most people have him because they see how attacking he is. His attacking numbers are immense. Better than most midfielders because of the position he gets himself into. So that's why his ownership is so high, because I don't think DEFCON, among the experts, the DEFCON is looked at more interestingly because it is new and they see the potential behind it on getting those extra points. The normal fan base that plays, and the casual ones who don't really watch videos and know how the defensive con works, are just going for the attacking option in which they know, and is why Frimpong is owned so high, in my opinion. Jed Spence at 4.5 million, cheap way into getting into the Tottenham defense again. Maybe if you like playing your bench boost like I am, you could actually put in Jed Spence with Van der Ven, because the only attacking player I would want right now from in my Spurs team would be only Solanke, and if I know he's going to be starting guaranteed. He only got in preseason maybe 15 minutes in the last game, so I'm not sold on him. So yeah, I'm not going to go for Solanke just yet. It was in my initial draft when the first FPL prices came out, was in my draft because the fixture was amazing, but a bit of a gamble because we don't know his minutes, and even if he does, he's not likely to get more than 60 minutes in my opinion in the first game, especially against Burnley. Then you got Nico Williams. A lot of people are going for Nico Williams at 9.3 ownership, 5 million, decent price, but Brentford, I just don't think are going to be the pushover team that people expect Brentford to be this year because they lost Thomas Frank, because of Mbeumo, because at the moment potentially we will be losing Risa. We know Risa won't be playing these games during the transfer windows. If he goes or even stays, that we know for sure. He's not even training with the team. So, but I just think Brentford have other players in their team, players they have signed, players they're cultivating that can still put up one of those games like they did, like they have been since they've been in the Premier League, making it difficult for teams. And with Forest being a team that likes to counter-attack, we'll have to see how it plays out. Because I was watching a preseason game for the Brentford game. It didn't look like Brentford was sitting back and defending. They were playing their expansive football like they do in general. So are they going to do the same thing against Forest? We just don't know. It's a brand new manager, first job in management. So I'm just not going to go for Williams for that reason for this game week. Kirkes, I think 6 million is expensive, especially when you don't know if he's going to be guaranteed starting, because you got still Robertson still there at the club and Tibiscas, and Robbo is going to want minutes. So I just think minutes wise, he's a risk, because I can see Arnie Slot bringing on Robertson when we are 2-0 up to see the game out. So, in my opinion, Kirkes is a risk. Second, guys. All right. Ruben Diaz, I will stay away, avoid. Now, Diouf is the player that I was saying is a good, in my opinion, replacement for Van Bissaka. I think Van Bissaka is lower on this list compared. I don't even see him come up. Yeah, lower. So going for Diouf might be actually a better option because it is a differential, especially when ownership for Van Bissaka is 28% and ownership for Diouf is 6.8. So if Diouf gets the assist and not Van Bissaka, you could be in the win here. So I think Diouf could be a way to go. And we do know like Van Bissaka does pick up yellow cards, but defensive is, we can't, like, if you want to go and past stats, it has to be Van Bissaka as he's proven. Diouf still has to prove it. Yes, he's had a good preseason games, but is that enough? We just don't know. Then you got Coupier after that. In my opinion, great shout. Pay 25 million for him. Brian don't pay money, that type of money for someone that's not gonna be good like by the end of the season, where other big clubs are gonna want him. So he got a goal in preseason. So I think he is a great shout as well. 7% ownership. Not a lot of people are going for him. Gabriel, pretty high in my opinion. I would be avoiding a 19.2% ownership. Taraski, a lot of people are going for him because of his defensive contributions. He's able to produce high numbers in that scenario. But a 5.5, I think, is really expensive. I don't think Everton, they could. Moyes teams always can put in good defensive performances, but at 5.5, I'll be just avoiding. I know Leeds' away games will be a bit easier, but I will avoid him. Chalobah for Chelsea, I'll be avoiding him as well. I don't think he'll be getting game time. I might be wrong, depending on who is partnering Tosin, really. Van Heckel, maybe still have Kupia, but I will still go for Kupia instead. New up-and-coming player who wants to prove a point, make his mark on the Premier League. So not many other players that I would choose from now, I think, in my opinion. So defensive-wise, I've given you my verdict there. So I could change Wan-Bissaka for Diouf. It makes it a bit easier for me. But I don't know exactly what I'll be doing yet. Let's quickly have a look at the keeper. So I don't want a 5.5 spend on a keeper. Don't want to get Okari at 5 million. Seems like a good buy, but remember I'll have 2 4 keepers because I'm doing my bench boost. So right now it's saying Perrier is going to make more points than my actual keeper that I wanted initially, which is the Bergen 3.7. A lot of people were going to bring in Keller for this, but I don't think Keller's available. So for this game week, I am probably going to stick with the ones that I've gone for, which is going to be Perry and Van der Bergen at 4.5 million. So yeah, that's more to change there. So if you look at the midfield, Salah Palmer is definitely going to be my team versus the 3 set players. Thank you, bro. You alright, guys? Hopefully you're ready for the season this year. If you guys want to me to check anything, just let me know. Yeah, so I'm gonna have Salah, Palmer, and Wirtz definitely in my team in the first game week. Avoid Saka for this game week, and Bruno Fernandes and Marmoush. So that's why I've got Gakpo. So, but Ndai, I don't know why, but I feel like I want Ndai in my team because ownership is pretty high, 31%. I want to avoid the United players for now. Rata has got more predicted points than Minto at 6 million as well. So if I can change him, you've got Dewsbury Hall at 4.5, Minto at 4.4 predicted points. I don't want to be any riders just yet. Saw is another player that I want, but I want him later down because I just think with the scenario of transfer news around Eze and Gay could not be the best of games for them. Because if you guys join me just now, I'm literally going to be playing my bench boost the first game week and doing my wild card in the second game week and then doing a free hit in the third game week. So I'm basically creating a team, free hit team, more or less, free hit bench boost for the first week and play my wild card game week 2 straight away. And that will be my team for the rest of the season and not including game week 3. Because I'm trying to plan something, but I'll show you guys what I mean, what I'm trying to do. So I want Pedro in my team and Bowen. I think they are 2 players that I want, but I think I need to cut down somewhere. I need to change something, tiny bit. I know a lot of people are going for Watkins hot on fire right now, but Newcastle at home, I just don't think it's going to be that easy of a game. But sorry guys. And TK, it's not one of the ones I want from my team. Then Wood, I just don't think Wood is going to produce the same numbers as he did last year. I really want Bowen, as I think he will be the penalty taker and the main attack person in attack for West Ham. Saturday at home, one of the easiest games they will play this season. And João Pedro. And then you got Mateta below that, Raul, Gutierrez, Wilson. Wilson is someone who I want later, after game week 1. Because I wanted Gutierrez as well from game week 2 as well. Yeah. I just don't know if Rook is guaranteed going to start. That's the thing. With Bowen, I know he's going to start. I know he's going to take penalties. I know he's going to take the free kicks. And even potentially corners as well. That's the reason why Bowen is just more dependable. Bowen has done it in the Premier League. Fuku done it in pre-season, not in the Premier League, as we saw last season and the season before. So that's the reason why I think Bowen is that 2 million better. I understand what you're saying, that 2 million that if I take off Bowen and get Fuku instead, could give me that 2 million extra would allow me to do a lot more with my team. It would let me bring another striker in, really. So I could bring it in. Because where is it? Oh, this is this my team? This is the AI team. Okay, this is my team now. Get rid of Pyro because I'm not really sold on Pyro. That's the thing. So I could get 2 million off there and bring in someone else. Who else would it be though? I don't want to bring in Woodman to my team. I don't want Mateta for the first game week. I was looking at Raul, but Jimenez, but they're playing Brighton away, and I'm backing Brighton to win already because I've got 3 Brighton players in my team. So do I really want to bring in a Fulham player? Kukrez, who I want someone next week. If Wilson, I want next week. I can change Pyro for Beto instead. And change my goalkeeper. Stan Larson, I don't think I want him. Welbeck, don't know if he'll start. Then you got Fuker, Thiago, don't know what season. I think he will be starting, but Forest got a solid defense. Pyro, who's got right now. Charleston, I just don't know. More minutes, and he's just shite. Solanke, I wanted initially. I've got Minto right now. That's the thing. I could change to Rata. It's like I'm not 100% sure which one is going to be playing more higher up right now. Because like before, like Rata was one game. Let me bring it up quickly. So the last preseason game, Rata played up front and Minto played on the left, Riley at the back. The game after that, before that, sorry, Minto played up front, Rata played back there. And it doesn't say here, but I'm pretty sure he got the goal in that game. So I'm just like, if I was more sold at that guaranteed, I know who's playing more higher up is the one I will be picking. But they're both great players, really. That's the problem. But yeah. You are right though, like that 2 million could help me because I don't really want to change any of my defenders. Like, could change Romero into Poro for 5.5. And then maybe change Mintar, but for who? Let's see who else is available. Yeah, I could bring Ndai in as well for Mintar instead. Because if I can bring it for Mintar instead, that's give me 500,000 there. 500,000 there. Because like I know a lot of people have gone in for Kudos. Is he gonna hit the ground running? That's another problem as well. Alright, let me just try something quickly. So let's just get rid of transfer him out. Get this down to so bring in full crew. Make the transfer. Take out Minter. Bring in die. Make transfer. Save plan. Might have got left over 1.5. I just don't like Procura, man. Yeah, I just don't know. Like, let me save this. What does it say? So right now it's 95%. So my team rating actually has gone down from what it was before. That could be like change. Say if I do that. But I have got 1.5 million back. I need to spend that 1.5 million, but it has to be on the defense then. I have to improve the defense. Rambasaka and Crypto, but Focus 7.5 million, man. Or better. Get rid of him. Yeah. So I got a lot to think about still. I will do an early stream tomorrow. I will do some more thing on later. So you get the gist that what I want to do for my game week 1. So I'm gonna quickly show you what I'm gonna do for my game week number 2. Let me see if I can find it. Because I remember I done a screenshot, so hopefully that helps. No, I think, was this my team? No, this wasn't my team. This is a free hit team that I made. So I'm just quickly to show you that. That's if Isak stays at what's it called? Newcastle. So there's lots of ifs and buts. But if you get what I'm saying. But I'll probably change something because of course I'd want Sesko now. So one of the other ones would be 100% team rating for game week 3. This will be my free hit team for game week 3. So it's not bad. Damn, you got all 4 of them in your draft. No way. So you must have some cheap players other places, man, because to have Haaland, Saka, Palmer, and Haaland in your team, like, yeah, that's more or less like all your budget. Because what was Haaland, 14 million? Yeah, 14, 14.5, that's 28.5. Saka 10, so 29, 39. And then you got Palmer at 10. What's Saka? Saka's 10. So it's 10. 49 for just those 2 players. that's a lot. And then you've got 51 left for the rest. Damn. Yeah, that's the thing. That if you got Haaland in your team and you're partnering with Fuku, then yeah, it's a bit different, isn't it? But you're playing a normal 11-a-side lineup, I take it. Yeah, so let me see if I think that might be it, but let me check again. If not, we'll just quickly create one again. I'm not 100% sure this is, actually, it could be. So let me just save it, just for now, just so I can see. Because I do want Mateta. So I'm going to go to game week 2, 95%. So the way I'm doing this one is I know who I roughly want in game week 2, so we know that. But we're going to do what we do here is we go from game week 4 to 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4 game weeks. So we have a bit more perspective of what we need in game week 2 as well, because we're skipping game week 3 completely. Because I just think, well, game week 3, like, look, because I want United plays in game week 3. That's the problem. It's game week 3. Show me game week 1. Why are you showing me game week 1? So, okay. I don't think their predicting sites are not working properly, so this has completely, absolutely screwed me over. What a joke, man. So yeah, been screwed over that way. Have a good one, mate. Have a good one, bro. Just join me for my stream tomorrow, hopefully, and we can hopefully help each other out. But yeah, how long have I been streaming for? Okay, quite a while. Haven't done a stream in it quite a while, so I haven't talked straight for this long. So you can see if my voice has manned up a bit because talking so much could be a reason. But yeah, I'm just kind of pissed off this AI system's not working properly right now. So yeah, I have to just concentrate on game week 1 then. Is my main plan. Concentrate on that and see what happens. We have 2 bench boosters, just want to get rid of the bench from the very start. But yeah, I'm going to put back my normal team here, the team that I've made, which I need to do some fiddling around with. But yeah, save plan. Got to thinking. Pedro's definitely locked for me at the moment. That's a guarantee, guys. Palmer, Salah, and Wirtz locked for sure. Van der Ven and Tosin most likely 100% locked in at 4.5 million. Rebellion is locked for me for the first game week. Perry at the moment, it could be changing. I want to get that percentage a bit higher, but I know it's not going to be easy. Let's do this from game one. So, could go for Vicario, but it's extra half a million more. Sanchez, which a lot of people high ownership on that at 22.2%. Crystal Palace at home. But we saw what Crystal Palace did to Liverpool in the Community Shield on a walkover. But the only problem is that as they might not be playing, Gay's features in doubt as well. So yeah, could be a bit weak there. Sales, Brentford at home, 5 million, 20-point ownership, one man clean sheet award of the year for saves and stuff. I think Sales got it. Raya, I think, shared it with him. Sorry, my bad. I don't think so. But let's check. But yeah. But Brentford's not going to be an easy game, in my opinion. Pickford, 5.5 too expensive. Raya, 5.5, quite cheap for Raya. Wait, everyone is 5.5 premium, sorry. And then you got Vernon at 4.5. Harmies, Ariola, Bishop might be playing at 4.3. Martinez still there. Then you got Pope, Leno, Petrovic. Yeah, Jose Sarr, but nah. Yeah, I think like I would like to have Dubravka, but Dubravka against Spurs in the first game, I just don't see that as a good thing. And yeah, so I think I have to do it between Vanderbergen has to be the solid choice, and then maybe could upgrade someone depending or downgrade. Perry is probably he's predicting more points than Vanderbergen, so maybe just keep both and leave that how it is. So yeah, thank you guys for coming and joining me, watching my stream. If you're watching this again on replay, thank you guys for watching me. Hope like some of my strategy that I am doing helps you decide what your strategy that you want to do and what way you want to play the FPL game, because this year is a lot different. We have double chip for every single one free hit, bench boost, triple captain, and 2 wildcards. Wildcards has been the same every season, but the 2 bench boost, free hits, triple captains, I think is big because a lot of people like mess up because of the bench boost. I just want to get the bench boost out of the way, so I'm not thinking about it for the rest of the till we get the next one. You know, just get out of the way and play the wild card in game week 2. So more or less a free hit week. So you're just going for the maximum points available to you for that game week. You're not attacking any other game week but that game week. You're just trying to get maximum points in this game week. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm hoping like the bench boost gives me another 20 points extra. I'll be happy with 20 points extra, really. 24 points. That'd be perfect. And I think that would be a good return. So, yeah, that is my strategy to go with this. But yeah, there are different ways of people are. I think a lot of players are playing it different this year. Last year I didn't start with Salah. I'm not making that mistake again, because by taking Salah out, I can improve my team in nearly every department, and I don't want to do that. So for now, we'll leave it as it is. I'll be going over my team, doing some other small research on seeing lineups, potential lineups, who's going to start, who's not going to start, any injuries, suspensions. So yeah, thank you guys for joining me. I know it's been a while, 3 months, but the season's back, ready to go tomorrow. 6:30 deadline. I'll start my stream guaranteed at 5:30 latest, but I'll try to start it earlier, as we have got a lot to do. So thank you guys for joining me. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the deadline stream for Game Week 1. See ya!